Good morning, students. In today's video, we are going to learn the second part of the poem An Elementary School Classroom in Slum, written by Stephen Spender. So, now let's start. On sour cream walls, donations, Shakespeare's head. Cloudless at dawn, civilized dome riding all cities. On sour cream walls. Sour cream walls are the walls of the classroom of the elementary school in a slum. So sour cream walls. Sour cream walls means an unpleasant off-white or creamish walls. Donations. Donations means things given in charity or free. Shakespeare's head. Cloudless at dawn. Cloudless means without clouds. At dawn, the period early in the morning before the sunrise. Civilized means building and institutions meant for the civilized people, riding all cities. It means spreading throughout the cities. So these things are put up on the walls of the classroom. These things that have been given in donations, that have been donated by the other people or by someone, have been put up on the walls of the classroom. So the walls of the classroom are pale and dirty and give an unpleasant feeling. And on these walls, many donated things such as the bust of Shakespeare, that is the head of the Shakespeare, a picture of clear sky at dawn, a beautiful picture of Tyrolese Valley, which is a region in the Austrian Alpine province, adorned with flowers, have been put up there on the walls of the classroom. There are also pictures of buildings and institutions meant for the civilized people. So these pictures have also been put up on the walls of the classroom. Build flowery Tyrolese Valley. Okay, build flowery means beautiful, having flowers or decorated with flowers. Tyrolese Valley, it is pertaining or to Tyrol, an Austrian Alpine province. Awarding open-handed map, awarding the world its world. Open-handed map means the map drawn at the will of the powerful people. Here, so there is also a picture of open-handed map. That is a map drawn at the will of the powerful people, awarding the world its world. Awarding the world means that is the world in general. Its world means the world denoted by the map, the world represented by the map. It also means the division of the world by the powerful people represented by the map. The map itself is offering the world its world because it is laid open and displaying the wealth of its painted world. Although the map represents the beautiful and prosperous life, but for these children, it means for these slum children, these window, that is the life of the slum and not this map, that is the life of prosperity, the life of luxury represented by the map, their world. It means for the slum children, the life or the world represented or denoted by the maps or beautiful pictures hanging on the walls of the classroom is not the real world, but the real world is there, the world of the slum, the life of the slum, where all their future is painted with a fog. Where? That is in the slums. All the future of the slum children are painted with a fog. Fog here means uncertainty and insecurity. So in the dirty and filthy surroundings of the slum, in the dirty and filthy slums, the future of these slum children is dark, uncertain and insecure. A narrow street sealed in with a lead sky. Here a narrow street symbolizes the congested life of the slum children, the restricted life of the slum children, the confined life of the slum children. because sealed in means closed. So their life is closed in. Their life is their life is restricted. Their life is confined in these surroundings of the slums. With a lead sky. With a lead sky. Lead sky means dull sky, which here represents the dark and insecure life or future of these slum children. Far, far from rivers, caves, and stars of words, and their life is far, far away. That is very far away from rivers, caves, the pieces of land extended up to the sea, and stars of words means knowledge and wisdom. So there is no enjoyment, there is no beauty in their life, and they are deprived of the knowledge and the wisdom of this life or world. Now let's come to the third stanza. Surely Shakespeare is wicked, the map a bad example, with ships and sun and love tempting them to steal, for lives that slyly turn in their cramped holes, from fog to endless night. The poet says that surely, it's sure, it's certain that Shakespeare is wicked. The poet in the third stanza seems to be aggressive and rebellious, and he calls Shakespeare wicked and the map a bad example. With ships and sun and love tempting them to steal. The poet says that the pictures that have been put on the walls of the classroom, the pictures having ships, sun, they all tempt these slum children to live such a luxurious and prosperous life like that represented by the pictures that have been put on the walls of the classroom, which is beyond their reach. And in order to live such a prosperous and luxurious life promised by the pictures that have been put on the walls of the classroom, they have to steal because they are very poor. So these things, these pictures and the map hanging on the walls of the classroom tempt these slum children to steal. It means to commit a crime, for lives that slyly turn in their cramped holes, because their lives, it means the life of the slum children, slyly means secretly, turn in their cramped holes, in their narrow holes, which symbolizes, cramped hole means narrow holes, which symbolizes the congested and restricted life of the slum children. So all their lives means they are confined, they are restricted in the slums, in the dirty and filthy surroundings of the slums. From fog to endless night, and from morning to night, from birth to death, all their life is restricted, is confined to these slum areas on their slag heap. Heap means mound here, and slag heap here refers to the shabby bodies of the slum children, the hungry and shabby dirty bodies of the slum children on their slag heap. These children wear skins peeped through by bones. Peep through means to have a glance through. So this shows that these slum children are malnourished. Okay, they haven't got a proper balanced diet. They are not fed properly, and because of that their condition is very bad. They are very lean and thin, and it seems that they wear skins, and Their bones, they are so lean and thin, their condition is so poor, they are so much poverty stricken that their bones peep out through their skins. These slum children, they wear mended glass. Mended means repaired. Mended means repaired glass. The glass of spectacles. Like bottle bits on stones. So the mended glass, the repaired glass or glasses of their spectacles look very awkward. Look very bad, clumsy, awkward, and they look like bottle bits. Bits means pieces, like the pieces of bottles, like the broken pieces of bottles kept on stones. That is very awkward, matchless, clumsy, bad. All of the time and space are foggy slum, and these slum children have to spend all their time in the dirty and the filthy surrounding of the slum, where their future is insecure and uncertain. So blot their maps with slums as big as doom. And the poet says this line has two interpretations. One is that this poet wants their maps, it means the world or the life of the rich and the powerful people. That is, the poet wants their life to be blemished, to be tarnished with slums as big as doom, as big as ruin. Doom means ruin, so that there may be an equality between the slum children and the rich people who will enjoy, who live a luxurious and prosperous life. So this is the one interpretation. This is the first interpretation, that the poet wants equality between the slum children and that of the rich people. So he wants the world, the map, the life of the rich people to be blotted, to be blemished, to be tarnished with slums and ruin their life, so that there may be an equality. The second interpretation of this line is that the second meaning is that the poet wants to say that these slums, it means this dirty and filthy slums and the environment of slums and its bad effects, have completely ruined or blemished the life of these slum children. So we have seen that in the third stanza, the poet has become aggressive. His tone has become aggressive, and he became rebellious, and he calls Shakespeare wicked and the map a bad example. The picture of ship's sun, which generally occur in the works of Shakespeare, which is generally conjured by such poets, mislead the slum children and tempt the slum children to live and enjoy the luxurious and prosperous life represented by the map and the pictures put up on the walls of the classroom, which is beyond their reach, and they are tempted to commit crimes. So it is not only immoral but also irresponsible to provide them a glimpse of those things which they cannot attain in their life. That's why the poet calls Shakespeare wicked and the map a bad example. Okay, now let's come to the fourth stanza. Unless governor, inspector, visitor, this map becomes their window, and these windows that shut upon their lives like catacombs break open till they break the town, and show the children to green fields, and make their world run azure on gold sands, and let the tongues run naked into books, the white and green leaves open. History theirs, whose language is the sun. Now in this stanza, in the last stanza, the poet appeals the governor, inspector and visitor to come forward and to break all the obstacles that come in the way of the progress and development of these slum children. The poet says that unless This map becomes their window. Here, this map refers to the life of the rich, the luxurious and prosperous life of the rich people. So, unless this map becomes their window means their life. It means their life, their world. It means the life of the slum children, the world of the slum children. It means unless the life of the slum children becomes like that of the rich people, their progress and development is not possible. And these windows means the slum life, the life of the slum, that shut upon their lives, that has closed their lives, that has that have restricted their lives, like catacombs, like underground graves. The catacombs means underground graves. Break, oh break, open till they break the town. And the poet appeals the governor, the inspector, the visitor to break all the obstacles that come in the way of the progress and development of the slum children. He wants them to break the barriers and let them free from these slums and to take them outside the slum environment and to the green fields, the open sky, and on the gold sands. The need for change in their material conditions through economic upliftment is symbolized by the gold sand. And the poet says that then only, it means if we uplift their condition economically, if they uplift their economic condition, then only the slum children will be able to think of their own and express themselves. So now break, oh break, open till they break the town. Run azure on gold sands and let their tongues run naked into books. And let their tongues run naked into books. The white and green leaves open, history theirs whose language the sun. Run their tongues, let their tongues run naked. It means to let them study without any restriction, to expose them to the modern education without any restriction. And if or when they will be exposed to the education freely without any restriction, then only they will get the power, the energy and the ability to express themselves freely. And these slum children can get power only by education. History theirs whose language is the sun. It means those people can only make history, those people can only create history who have the warmth and energy, who have the warmth and power like that of the sun. And these slum children can get power only by the means of education. So the poet appeals the government, the authorities to provide them free education so that these slum children may be able to express themselves freely and they may get power and they may be able to make history, they may be able to